Lesson number 3. Today we will learn about past tense in Urdu and negative sentences. But before that, we will revise the previous lesson. In the previous lesson, we have learned that there are 4 signs of hal, and they are hai, hain, ho, and hum. Hai. It is used for singular male and female. Hain. It is used for 3 meanings. First, for plural male and female. Second, we use this with singular masculine and feminine both to give respect. Third, we use with up or up log like in English, you and you all. And now, whom. This is used only with मैं. I mean in English, I. Either the speaker is male or female. Ho. It is used for 2 meanings. First, with tum singular or with tum log, tum sab plural male and female both. Second, we use this with up singular or up log plural mostly in interrogative sentences. We have also learned about the structure of simple sentence in Urdu. And we learned that first we put subject, then predicate, and then helping verbs of tense or signs of tense. In this way, the structure will be subject plus predicate plus tense. Now we are going to match the exercise of the past lesson. If you did not do the homework yet, please do it so that you can check your progress. Before you start the exercise, let me tell you what is subject, predicate, and signs of tense, as we missed this in the first lesson. Subject. Subject is the thing or person about whom we talk or give the news. Predicate. Predicate is the talk or thing we tell for someone or some things. Signs of tense. Signs of tense are the helping verbs that tell that this sentence is in present or past or future. For example, Z is a student. In this example, Z is subject as we are talking about him, is a helping verb as it is telling that this sentence is in present, and I student will be predicate as it is telling that he is a student. In Urdu we will say Aisha nurse hai. Aisha nurse hai. In this sentence, Aisha will be the subject, being nurse will be predicate, and hai will be the sign of tense or helping verb, and so on. And now let us do the exercise.
Okay guys, now we are going to do the exercise. Okay, so the homework is related to lesson number 2, and we have talked about present and simple sentence, right? So this is the structure. First of all, we will follow subject and then predicate and then tense. Okay guys, so the first sentence is I am a boy. I am a boy. So in Urdu we will say मैं एक लड़का हूँ. मैं subject, एक लड़का predicate and हूँ tense, I mean sign of present. So मैं एक लड़का हूँ, this is subject, मैं, and predicate, this is एक लड़का predicate, and हूँ sign of tense. Okay, because we are writing in Roman and that is why we have written here in from the left side. Basically in Urdu we write from the right side. Okay, so I am a boy. मैं एक लड़का हूँ. मैं एक लड़का हूँ. So here we have used मैं, that is why we have told here हूँ, and we have learned in the grammar part that in present with मैं we use हूँ. Okay, and the next sentence is Aisha is a girl. So here we will say Aisha एक लड़की है. Aisha एक लड़की है. Okay, Aisha, this is subject here. एक लड़की, this is predicate, and है, This is sign of tense. And because Aisha here she is female singular, that is why we have told here hai. Okay, and we have learned the grammar part that with singular we always use hai. Okay guys, and the next sentence is you are a professor. You are a professor. So here we will say आप एक प्रोफेसर हैं. आप एक प्रोफेसर हैं. We can also say तुम एक प्रोफेसर हो. तुम एक प्रोफेसर हो. Okay, so here we have used up formal, I mean to give respect, and here we have told here tum. Maybe you are talking with your friends, so in case we will say tum. Okay, so आप एक प्रोफेसर हैं means you are a professor with respect, and तुम एक प्रोफेसर हो. तुम एक प्रोफेसर हो, you are a professor informal. And we have learned in the grammar part that with आप we use हैं to give respect. Okay, and with tum we always use ho. Okay, and we also have learned that with आप we can also use ho. Okay, you can say आप एक प्रोफेसर हो. आप एक प्रोफेसर हो. Okay, we can use with आप ho and hai both, but with tum we always use ho. Okay, so with tum we always use ho. So आप एक प्रोफेसर हैं और तुम एक प्रोफेसर हो. Okay, so you are professor. How will you say in Urdu? In Urdu we will say आप एक प्रोफेसर हैं और तुम एक प्रोफेसर हो. The next sentence is we are students. We are students. So here we will say हम लोग तालिबे इल्म हैं. हम लोग तालिबे इल्म हैं. We can also say हम सब तालिबे इल्म हैं. हम सब तालिबे इल्म हैं. हम तालिबे इल्म हैं. हम तालिबे इल्म हैं. So here we can use हम लोग, हम सब, हम, right? हम लोग, हम सब और हम. And because we it is used as plural, that is why we will use as present हैं. Okay, हैं. So because of being plural we have used here हैं. Okay, so we are students. How will you say? We will say हम लोग तालिबे इल्म हैं. We can say हम सब तालिबे इल्म हैं. We can also say हम तालिबे इल्म हैं. Okay, and the next sentence is the car is on the road. The car is on the road. How will you say? We will say कार सड़क पर है. कार सड़क पर है. कार सड़क पर है. So here car is subject and सड़क पर on the road. Predicate and tense है. Because the word car it is singular here, that is why we have used here है. And we have learned the grammar part that with singular subject we use hai. Okay, the next sentence is the books are on the table. The books are on the table. So in Urdu we will say किताबें मेज, or we can say table पर हैं. किताबें मेज और table पर हैं. Okay, so किताबें, this is subject here. Predicate, what is? Table per, being on the table, and hai sign of tense. So because the word kitabein it has been used here as plural, that is why we have told here hai. Okay, according to the rule we will use with plural hai. That is why we have used here hai. Okay, so the books are on the table. How will you say? You will say kitabein mez, or we can say table per hai. किताबें मेज पर हैं और किताबें टेबल पर हैं. And the next sentence is he is a driver. He is a driver. We will say here वो एक ड्राइवर है. वो एक ड्राइवर है. We can also say to give respect वो एक ड्राइवर है. वो एक ड्राइवर है. Okay, so he means वो, and is means because of singular we have used here hai here, And in the second sentence, we have used hai because of giving respect. Maybe you're talking about your elder. So in this case, we will use formal. So we will say, wo ek driver hai. Okay, so he is a driver. How will you say? We will say, wo ek driver hai in formal way. And in a formal way, we will say, wo ek driver hai. Okay, so he is a driver. वो एक driver है और वो एक driver है because of वो singular without respect and है because of singular but to give respect. That is why we have told here है. Okay, so वो एक driver है and वो एक driver है. The next sentence is she is a nurse. She is a nurse. In this case, we will say वो नर्स है और we can say वो नर्स हैं. वो नर्स है और वो नर्स हैं. So here she is singular वो, and in the first sentence we have used here हैं because of informal. But if you want to give respect, in this case we will use here वो नर्स हैं. Okay, to give respect we will use हैं. Otherwise, according to the rule, with singular we use है. Okay, so she is a nurse means वो nurse है or we can say वो nurse है. Okay, and the next sentence is they are brothers. They are brothers. Okay, so in this case we will say वो सब भाई हैं or we can say वो लोग भाई हैं. How will you say? We will say वो सब भाई हैं और वो लोग भाई हैं. So here we can see that we have used here हैं because subject वो लोग और वो सब here has been used as plural. That is why we have used here हैं. And according to the rule, when the subject is plural, in this case, in present, we will use हैं. Okay, subject, predicate tense, subject, predicate tense, subject, predicate tense. So you can see that in every sentence, we have followed the same structure and the same rule. I hope that you understood the exercise.
And now today's lesson. Structure of manfi sentence. I mean negative sentence. In this lesson we will learn about the structure of negative sentences and about the helping verbs or signs of past. Before we start the structure of negative sentence, we should know what does negative sentence mean. Negative sentence means that the sentence has any negative word in it, like not, no, etc. In such sentences, we reject something. If you talk about English, For negative sentences, we first say subject, then helping verb, then not, and then predicate. For example, he is not a good student. There is also a rule in Urdu for negative sentence and its own structure. In Urdu, for negative, we first say subject, then predicate, and then nahi, I mean not. After that, signs of tense or helping verbs of tense, according to the tense. In this way, negative sentence in Urdu will have the following structure: subject plus predicate plus nahi plus tense. As we say, मैं डॉक्टर नहीं हूँ. मैं डॉक्टर नहीं हूँ. I'm not a doctor. मैं तालिब-ए-इल्म नहीं हूँ. मैं तालिब-ए-इल्म नहीं हूँ. I'm not a student. तुम ड्राइवर नहीं हो. तुम ड्राइवर नहीं हो. तुम ड्राइवर नहीं हो. वो दफ्तर में नहीं हैं. वो दफ्तर में नहीं हैं. वो दफ्तर में नहीं हैं. He is not in the office. तुम नर्स नहीं हो. तुम नर्स नहीं हो. You are not a nurse. In these examples, you have noticed that we have followed the given structure for negative sentence. Hope it is clear for you. And now we'll talk about Mazi. I mean, the past tense in Urdu language. For past tense in Urdu, we have 4 signs of helping verbs. And these are tha, thi, the, and thi. Tha, thi, the, and thi. First, we will talk about tha. Tha is used for singular male. As we say, मैं दफ्तर में था. मैं दफ्तर में था. I was in the office. वो बागीचे में नहीं था. वो बागीचे में नहीं था. वो बागीचे में नहीं था. He was not in the garden. अब्दुल्ला दर्सगाह में था. अब्दुल्ला दर्सगाह में था. Abdullah was in the classroom. हसन डॉक्टर था. हसन डॉक्टर था. हसन डॉक्टर था. Hassan was a doctor. In these examples, we have seen that मैं, वो, Abdullah, and Hassan are singular and male. That is why we have used here tha for past tense. And now we'll talk about thi. Thi. For female singular, as we say, चाबी मेज पर थी. चाबी मेज पर थी. चाबी मेज पर थी. The key was on the table. किताब थैले में थी. किताब थैले में थी. किताब थैले में थी. The book was in the bag. घड़ी दुकान में थी. घड़ी दुकान में थी. घड़ी दुकान में थी. The watch was in the shop. In these examples, we have seen that chabi, kitab, and ghadi are singular and female. That is why we have used here thi for past tense. And now we'll talk about the. The. We use the for 3 meanings. First, for male plural, as we say, लड़के दुकान में थे. लड़के दुकान में थे. लड़के दुकान में थे. The boys were in the shop. वो लोग खेल के मैदान में थे. वो लोग खेल के मैदान में थे. They were in the playground. असातिज़ा दर्सगाह में थे. असातिज़ा दर्सगाह में थे. The teachers were in the classroom. In these examples, we can see that लड़के, वो लोग, and asatiza are male plural. That is why we have used here the for past tense. Second, we use the for a singular male to give respect. As we speak, अब्बू दफ्तर में थे. अब्बू दफ्तर में थे. अब्बू दफ्तर में थे. अब्बू दफ्तर में थे. Dad was in the office. In this example, we see that Abbu This is male and singular, but we have used here the because he is always respected to us. So, whenever we talk about anyone who is singular and male but respected to us, we will always use the. Third, the is used with tum as well as aap, male singular and plural both, in the meaning of tum sab, tum log, aap sab, aap log. Let's see the examples to understand this. आप दफ्तर में थे. आप दफ्तर में थे. You are in the office. For singular. तुम दफ्तर में थे. तुम दफ्तर में थे. तुम दफ्तर में थे. You are in the office. For singular. आप लोग दफ्तर में थे. आप लोग दफ्तर में थे. आप लोग दफ्तर में थे. You are in the office. For plural. तुम लोग दफ्तर में थे. तुम लोग दफ्तर में थे. तुम लोग दफ्तर में थे. You are in the office. For plural. And now we'll talk about thing. Thing. Thing is also used for three meanings. First, we use thing with female plural. As you say, चाबियाँ थैले में थीं. चाबियाँ थैले में थीं. चाबियाँ थैले में थीं. The keys were in the bag. किताबें मेज़ पर थीं. किताबें मेज़ पर थीं. The books were on the table. लड़कियाँ बावर्ची खाने में थीं. लड़कियाँ बावर्ची खाने में थीं. The girls were in the kitchen. In these examples, we can see that चाबियाँ, किताबें, and लड़कियाँ are female plural. That is why we have used here थीं for past tense. Second, we use थीं with female singular to give respect. As we speak in Urdu, अम्मी दफ्तर में थीं. अम्मी दफ्तर में थीं. अम्मी दफ्तर में थीं. Mom was in the office. दादी बीमार थीं. दादी बीमार थीं. और नानी बीमार थीं. नानी बीमार थीं. The grandmother was ill. आयशा ठीक थीं. आयशा ठीक थीं. Aisha was well. In these examples, we see that Ammi, Nani, or Dadi, and Aisha, especially when you want to give her respect, I mean Aisha. All these nouns, Ammi, Nani, Dadi, and Aisha, are female singular. But we have used here thi because they are always respected to us. So, whenever we talk about anyone who is singular and female but respected to us, we will always use thi. Third, we use thi with aap for singular female, or with tum sab, tum log, aap sab, aap log with female plural. For example, आप वहाँ नहीं थीं. आप वहाँ नहीं थीं. आप वहाँ नहीं थीं. You were not there. And now we'll learn signs of females in Urdu language. This is also the vocabulary of the day. There is a specific lesson about male and female where we will learn about this in details. Here we'll know about them in short. There are 4 important signs of being a female. The signs of female or feminine are: number 1, E. E. When a word sound is E, we can say that this is a female, as dosti, E sound with T. Khidki, khidki, khidki. Here also E sound at the end of the word ki. Chabi, chabi. Here also E sound with ba, B. Gadi, gadi. Here also E sound with ra, ri, gadi. And nadi, nadi. E sound with dal. Di, nadi, nadi. But there is another word which is pani, and we also find E sound at the end. E with the noon, ni, pa, ni, but we use it as male, not female. This is always used as masculine. That's why we use it as a masculine, not a feminine. The thing is female in actuality, like गाय, भैंस, मुर्गी, गाय, भैंस, मुर्गी. These nouns and these animals are feminine in reality. That's why we use them as feminine, not masculine. Number 3. T sound in Urdu, like ta, ta, ta. When a word stops with T, I mean ta sound in Urdu, we say it to be a feminine. As you say, barsat, barsat, chat, chat. And the fourth one is listening. As you say, kitab, car. Dear students, to know male and female in Urdu is somehow difficult, as we do not follow these rules in all the time. To know male and female is based on the listening actually. Listening means here that the native speakers of Urdu use that thing as female, and by listening them using a thing female, we know that this word is female. As you say, kitab, there is no sign of being feminine in it. But when an Urdu speaker uses this, he says it as feminine, as he will always say it feminine. And now the summary of the lesson. In this lesson we learned that how to make a negative sentence in Urdu. We learned that we will first use subject, then predicate, then nahi, and then tense. That means signs of tense or helping verb of the tense. We have also learned that there are 4 kinds of signs of past tense or helping verbs of past, and they are tha, thi, the, and thi. Tha is used with male singular, thi is used for with female singular, and now the. The is used for 3 meanings. Number 1, with male plural. Number 2, with a singular male to give respect. Number 3, with tum and aap, male singular and plural, in the meaning of tum sab, tum log, aap sab, aap log. And the last one is thi. Thi is used for 3 meanings. Number 1, with female plural. Number 2, with female singular to give respect. Number 3, with aap for singular female, or with tum sab, aap sab with plural female. We also learned that there are 4 basic signs of a female or feminine, and they are: number 1, the word with ends with the sound of E. Number 2, the thing is female in actuality. Number 3, the word with ends with the sound of T, I mean ta. Number 4, listening, and this is real signs of a female. And now we'll learn some daily use sentences. When someone is asking for something, for example, someone is asking for a pen and says, "May I take your pen please?" And we want to give him, at that time we will say, "Ji bilkul." Ji bilkul. Ji bilkul. Yes, please. हाँ क्यों नहीं? हाँ क्यों नहीं? Yes, why not? When someone is asking for something, for example, someone is asking for a pen and says, "May I take your pen please?" And we don't want to give him, at the time we will say, "माज़रत चाहता हूँ." माज़रत चाहता हूँ. माज़रत चाहता हूँ. Or माज़रत चाहती हूँ. माज़रत चाहती हूँ. First one is for male, while the second one is for female. I'm really sorry. मुझे माफ़ करें. मुझे माफ़ करें. मुझे माफ़ करें. Please pardon me. When we are in the meeting and we want to leave, at the time we will say, मुझे इजाज़त दें. मुझे इजाज़त दें. मुझे इजाज़त दें. Or you can say, मैं इजाज़त चाहता हूँ. मैं इजाज़त चाहता हूँ. For male. मैं इजाज़त चाहती हूँ. मैं इजाज़त चाहती हूँ. For female. Please allow me. When we are talking with someone and we could not understand his talk and we need repetition, we will say as follow. Ji? Ji? Note, always remember that in this context, we will always say Ji with a different tone that gives the sense that you are asking. Otherwise, the person will understand that you are agreed to what he said, as Ji with short sound will give the meaning of yes. बराए करम फिर से कहें. 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 Could you please say again? And now it is time to exercise. So get ready and use the following sentences in Urdu according to the given structure.